Hello YouTube and welcome to my new toy review. This time let's take a look at the X-Man figure from Toybiz. Now this figure came out in 1998, before the Marvel Legends era basically. So it was created by the company called Toybiz, and compared to other Toybiz action figures, he's featuring quite a remarkable posability for that time, because that time the figures didn't have the perfect posability options that we are used to right now, the double jointed elbows, the double jointed knees, and all that fancy stuff that is basically quite basic nowadays. That time you were lucky if you got a figure with such great posability as this one. About the character, as you may or may not know, X-Man was quite a popular character in the 90s. He was first featured in the Age of Apocalypse comic books, and he's basically an alternate universe version of Cable. Well, in the sense that Cable in our universe is the son of Madeline Pryor and Scott Summers, and he's called Nathan Summers. Well, in this world, X-Man, or Nate Gray, is the son of Jean Grey and Scott Summers. So not the clone of Jean Grey, but the real Jean Grey. And in this world, he didn't get infected with the technovirus, so he was not transported into the future, and he did not become this old soldier that you see here as Cable. So he was kind of just a teenager with a great amount of power, because in Cable's case, or I'm not really sure what the current situation with Cable is, but in the 90s or in the earlier versions it was explained that a lot of his power goes to containing the technovirus and stopping it from infecting him even more. And because Nate Gray didn't have to bother with that one, his powers were free to use. So basically he was a really powerful version of Cable. And one time they even had they even collided and had a big fight in one of the comic books that I couldn't find right now. So anyway, after the Age of Apocalypse ended, X-Man, or Nate Gray, played quite a huge role of ending the Age of Apocalypse. He was the one who killed Holocaust, one of Apocalypse's big leaders, and by killing him, because he used some kind of magic crystal with that, he was transported into our world, and that's when the X-Men comics started. So he was basically, he and some other characters were survivors of that world, and they got into our world, and later, I'm not really sure if I don't really know what happened with the others. I know that the Dark Beast was also transported into our world. But anyway, X-Men had an ongoing comic series for quite a while, and I always thought he was really a cool guy with great powers, and this lonely teenager in our world without any friends, without any family. I think the whole concept was quite cool and relatable, especially at that time of my life. But at the end, Marvel didn't really use him to anything, and I don't think they are using him at all right now. I mean, in the new X-Men movie, at the beginning, there's a scene with a boy with hair like Rogue, with one white stripe in his hair, and when I saw that scene, I first thought that it was going to be X-Man, or they are going to use him in some way, but then he didn't even appear in the movie after that at all. And well, maybe they will use him in the next movie, which will be Apocalypse related. I don't know. He's certainly a cool character that I really liked, so I would be happy if he was used a little bit more. Now back to the figure. As I mentioned earlier, he's got quite a nice possibility. You can move his arms. Well, I almost broke it, I think. Well, you can turn the arms around, and you can extend it like this a little bit. It's got movement, definitely. Wow, hopefully I didn't break it. Yeah, the other arm is a bit better in that sense. So yeah, full 180 here, but with the shoulder rotation outwards you can only go out like this amount, maybe. His jacket is rubbery plastic, at least this part, but it fits together with the arms quite nicely, and it's really a nice interpretation of his comic book appearance, because he was always wearing this blue and yellow with the weird stripes and all. The legs, well, you don't really have many backward movements, but they can bend forward quite nicely. No in and out, so just like this. And yeah, one hinged knees, and yeah, just a hinge for the ankles too. Also, he's got this kind of weird pose, so his heels are not touching the ground usually. Because his legs are posed like this, if you put him in a sitting position, the lower legs will kind of look like that, which is fine, I guess. I really like the hand pose. I think that's cool. That's sort of when he's using his powers and everything, his telekinetic powers. I think that looks cool, and I think this figure also came with some kind of accessory, like a stand or something, and maybe this kind of lightning thing is showing that he's using his powers or something. Unfortunately, I don't have those, but I still think it's a rather cool figure with some nice posing options for you, even without the stand. Now, my only negative point for this figure really is the head sculpt. This guy is supposed to be a teenager, and well, I don't think this head sculpt is a really good one. I don't think it looks like him, well, at all. If you look at this picture, for example, and it's not really the same. And to me, this head sculpt just looks like, I don't know, a guy in his 30s, I guess. So, well, I would really be happy for a better head sculpt here, because this is quite a cool figure, and it would be nice to have, you know, a better head for it. Well, buying this figure for me was a no-brainer, really, because I used to love this character in the 90s, and the fact that you're getting an above average articulated figure from Toybiz is also quite a nice touch. I mean, I even bought the admittedly crappy ones, especially, for example, this Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth figure, just because I love the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth so much. So in this case, I definitely like the X-Man figure better than the Sabretooth one. I think this is one of the really better ones from Toybiz, both articulation-wise and comic accurateness. The only negative about it, I think, is the head sculpt, but if you're willing to overlook that, then I think it's a really cool figure that would fit in your collection nicely. Even though I don't think they ever did a Marvel Legends of this character, but having the Toybiz figures be in this small kind of 5-inch scale is actually sort of helping it, because Cable is supposed to be this huge guy, especially next to him, his teenage counterpart. So I think they look sort of cool together. I like them. I'm really looking forward for the new Marvel Icons Cable figure to come out, but maybe that would be a little bit too big. to pose together with this figure. So thank you for watching my review. I hope you liked it, and stay tuned for more, and take care, and bye bye.